rickshaw here. It's still the 14th and we're still having some super rain going on. It's just been raining all day. We see there's a typhoon or something moving around the area, so it's been rainy. It's got my back hurting so bad I can hardly walk around right now. Couldn't sleep good last night. Thanks, buddy. Couldn't sleep good last night because it was just nagging me, legs hurting and everything. And when the weather gets like this is what happens to me. We had the one year my son Geronimo was born. I almost moved out of the country because it rained that whole year, and I was just my back was in such a twist. I couldn't get around. My wife was teasing me. I'm like an old geezer, and I was like, hey, this is just what happened. That's why I couldn't stay on the East Coast. I had so much back trouble. So that's how that goes. But I just we were out, and I just like been starting to look at all the people here and talk to a lot of people we know and some of the people in the stores about this mask stuff. And Filipinos are getting fed up. They're not wearing them. The police aren't wearing them. We came past like a paddy wagon type 1 truck with 4 people in it, 4 police in it. They weren't wearing them, and they stopped my neighbor. One of the police up at the corner stopped him in the car, said, "You got to put your mask on." But they don't. See, I'm not understanding how this works around here. They got one set of rules for the rule makers and another set of rules for the other people. Is that how it goes? Who gives them the $1,000 ticket? How many tickets do they have already? See, this goes all the way back to when that one big wig cop guy had the big party and all that kind of stuff. And, this is just, guys, if you come to this country, you're going to see this is the way it is. There's a ruling class and there's everybody else in this country. That's my observations. Just seeing what's happening, and they'll get on you about doing it. I was actually in the store the other day, and all of a sudden all the security guards are your boss and everything. And it was so funny because I had the mask down around my nose here because I don't want it. I'd like to see people smiling. I like to make facial expressions of people. I had it pulled down a little bit, like down to here, and my face mask up. This guy had his face mask up, sitting on top of his head, security guard, and he had his mask completely down here like this, and came up to me and told me to put my mask on. And I just smiled and walked away. I mean, this is how stupid it's getting. It's getting ridiculous. It don't seem like they're going to let us go. Now I just seen something about the president. He's doing the vaccine. We're going to get back to normal because we're going to have a vaccine. Well, wait a minute. If these masks work so great, what do you need a vaccine for? Because the masks don't work and everybody knows it. It completely stopped everything. So that's a bunch of baloney. And then I seen down in his city in Davao the 15th, there's a big curfew going on and a liquor ban again and all this kind of stuff. It's power. It's power and control. And it's just not here. This is worldwide. You look at, like in Michigan, I have some friends in Michigan, and what they're doing to those poor people. I mean, it's just an authoritarian regime. They're trying to come in and they're the boss and you're not, and they're just pushing this deal. And it's not real, guys. You start looking at the numbers. The numbers that really get me is these numbers of total deaths in like 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. Total deaths per province in this, and it's less this year. We're only up to September, but they were going in month to blocks. So every month has been less. But the United States, same thing. The best cure in the world for cancer, heart attack, stroke, has been COVID-19 because nobody's dying of that anymore. They're saying, they died with COVID, and they're counting that as a number. The WHO came out, not the rock band, but these other knuckleheads, they came out and said, quarantine ain't the way to go. CDC is coming out with the same baloney. It's just a big pile of crap going on now. I just don't get it. But I've been saying since the beginning it's a big pile of baloney. This whole deal, it's nothing but a fluke. It's a stinking flu, and it's something they're going to make money. And look what they did. They're smashing economies around the world. And who do you think is going to go in? The government mandated that you don't go to work. Like in my country, they're not giving any, or here, they're not giving any money to help the people make it. They're telling them you can't go out. Then that's their job to take care of them and feed them. That's what they have to do, but they're not. Here, they were supposed to get 8,000. My wife never saw that. We would have gave it away anyway. We gave what we got away anyway, because we're doing okay, but never got it. It goes to one government agency, hands it off to another one, and down the line it goes, and everybody takes a cut, and by the time it gets down to the people, you got 2 cans of tuna, or sardines, and that's the way it goes here. In my country, they're squabbling over giving people $1,200. Well, I'll tell you what, folks. Before I left to come here, my rent was $1,400 a month. Just the rent. That wasn't electricity, water, nothing. Gas for my car, nothing. That was it. That was just the rent on the condo. So this $1,200 is just a joke, and they're squabbling over it. And I see people all the time on the net. They say, "Well, just cut off their pay." They don't care. That pay is just a little bonus they put away for throwaway money. You look at all these politicians in the U.S. They're millionaires. They come into politics and they become millionaires because they're making these laws. And you don't think these politicians are going to clean up on the poor people? When people lose their homes, the feds cleaning up. They're the ones loaning you this money. They've got no basis for this money. They conjure it out of thin air. They loan it to you to buy a house, and if you pay it back, hey, they got interest. If you don't pay it back, they come take your property. So they're the ones making all this money. And then you look at this stimulus bill in the States they're going to give. There's billions of dollars for the Smithsonian. What's that got to do with COVID-19? And you know what it is? The Smithsonian's nothing but a big slush fund that they all get money out of. All of them. And then they want all these stupid projects in their districts. And all. There was a whole list. I put it on my Facebook of what's in these different bills. And it's got nothing to do with you guys. If you think that any government gives a flying crap about you, then you've been smoking something that we don't get here. I'm telling you. Because they don't care. That's been my history of living as long as I am. They don't give a flying crap about you. And look at Trump. He don't really give a crap. I think it's more of an ego thing. I voted for him. Voted for him the second time. But it's what we got. This Biden guy, I mean, there's a mental midget. It seems like these liberals, they put up the goofiest one because maybe he's the smartest one of them all. I remember there was a movie on where the guy went there and all the people were like super stupid and super dumb. They didn't know anything, how to do anything, and they were like, he was the smartest guy. And that's what it seems like the liberals are. They come up with all this crap. I make comments on Facebook and these people come back at me and they can't even stay on point of what I'm talking about. Like the one guy, I put one of the things on there that, this nurse, I said, she's complaining that she's working all these hours with all these COVID people. Well, prove it. Let's see some pictures of this. Sounds like a bunch of baloney to me. And if 16-hour days are too much for you, don't take them. And this guy comes back, well, why don't you go stay in a COVID place without a mask? Never said a thing about it. They just come up with this weird stuff, misdirection, and they want to keep changing the narrative. There was one guy on here I was talking to. He's a content creator here, a guy from here, and something he said, I said, okay, that's just barely enough. And then all of a sudden, he changed everything around. He changed all this stuff around. Now he hits me all the time on my channel with thumbs down. He's like this. He said, yeah, why don't you come over here? We'll fight it out. They're going to get in a fight. You're going to come over and kick my ass. This is these liberals. They're nutty. I mean, they're nutty. Usually I can get along with most people, but some of these liberals, I just can't take them. Guys, I can't take them. And the problem is they're in the government. They're in the government here, and they're just crybaby panty wastes is what they are. You look at my father's generation, those 18-year-old boys, they went off to war. They stormed the beach at Normandy, guys. Gung-ho, and a lot of them died, and they went. What do you think we got now? a lot of these young guys you see now, they're 18, 20 years old. They're just a bunch of simpleton, panty-waist queers. I don't know what the hell's the matter with them. And then you get a lot of these college people that are taking these stupid degrees. All this feminist dance classes and all, and psyche of the feminist and all. What kind of job are you going to get there? You're going to go $100,000 in debt. I went into the trades. I didn't go into debt at all to take my schooling. It was on-the-job training. And a lot of these kids don't do that now. And it's very scary. It's scary the people in the governments around the world that got in there into power. It just scares the death out of me. So, well, that's my thing today. Rainy, back hurts, so I'm not going anywhere today. And you guys take care, pray for each other. We got a lot of folks going to be voting in the U.S. pretty soon. Look at these candidates. But the thing that gets me, I see people that they want to watch the debates. To me, if you don't know who you're picking already, then you shouldn't even be voting. I mean, if you don't know whether you're going to vote for Biden or Trump, then don't, because you just ought to know by now. If you don't know, then what you need to do is stay out of it, because you'll probably make a mistake. It's just weird to me that you wouldn't know. So, but pray for each other, pray for our leaders. I hope they don't whack Trump. That would really suck. But who knows what's going to go on? I do think he's going to win in a landslide, though. You look at Biden and his where he stops, makes these stops in different states. Nobody's there. And if it even comes close to anything less than a major landslide, then there's been a lot of vote tampering. Because where are all his people? Why aren't they coming out to his rallies? There's nobody. He goes to Ohio. There's nobody shows up. Nobody's going to see this deadbeat and this freak woman he's got with him. You see her faces this woman makes? I was going through the video of their debate, and I was freezing. My phone freezes a lot, and it was just getting these faces she was making. What kind of person does that? There's something wrong with that woman. So, and if you guys want to vote for these people, and if you think Biden's going to be the president more than 15 minutes, you got another thing coming. Pelosi's going to swoop in there if there was a utmost chance they get in there, declare him incompetent. She's in. Pelosi's second in line now. And what do you think? She's going to be buddies with Hillary Clinton, and I think Harris is going to suicide herself somewhere. And that's I mean, if Biden got in, I could see that happening. I could see that scenario. So take care, y'all, and be careful. Rickshaw out.